There's a device that I've been using called a Whoop.
Hello, and welcome back to IGOW3. Field reporter Danny here to introduce weekly challenge number 23, the Borut Perme Infinity Loops Constant Loop Motion. For this week's challenge, you will need an inside location with 10-foot max ceilings and an IGOW-approved cube gate that is set on the ground. As you can see here, I have a unique cube gate from We Bleed FPV that is voice or music activated, so it blinks or goes to the music. Very cool. Alright, now let's go back to Dan and Liz in IGOW Studios so they can break down this week's challenge.
Thanks, field reporter Danny. This week, we're stepping up the difficulty of the challenge by requiring that it be executed with nearly perfect technique. Previously, we allowed most any execution pass as long as the basic motions were correct, but this week, we introduce constant loop motion, which means that you must keep your whoop moving in a smooth, continuous loop for each trick. This week's first featured sponsor, Borut Perme, is very familiar with constant motions, as he's always on the move, traveling the world and sailing in the most beautiful locations and sharing drone footage of his adventures.
That's right. If you check out his Facebook page and YouTube, you will find tons of pictures and videos of incredible locations with stunning views. Borut is an FPV enthusiast from Slovenia, and his pilot name is Captain Borut. He decided to sponsor IGOW because he really enjoyed the community during IGOW2, and he also participated again this season and made it to week 9. Borut has generously provided a bunch of cash that we will give out as prizes this week. And he also connected IGOW with OneDrone.com. OneDrone.com is a great place for EU-based pilots to order their FPV-related gear. OneDrone.com is donating 2 Mobula 6 bind-and-flies. One for the top Slovenian pilot, which was Stru FPV, who whooped out in week number 10, and one for the top EU pilot, which is yet to be determined. Check out OneDrone.com and subscribe to Borut's YouTube channel to support this week's featured sponsor.
Our second featured sponsor this week is Infinity Loops. You all know OG Dr. Love, Heads, and... who's that third guy? Oh yeah, Multi-Props. You all know them by now. They make FPV freestyle whoop and micro content on YouTube, including great reviews and tutorials. So, if for some crazy reason you haven't subscribed yet, go do it now. This week, the guys are generously providing a brand new bind and fly whoop for one lucky pilot to be chosen at random. Big thanks to Infinity Loops for supplying IGOW with prizes and the weekly Just the Tips videos. Be sure that you also click the bell so that you can be notified every time they post a video or go live to stream. Okay, now let's jump into the requirements for weekly challenge number 23, the Borut Perme Infinity Loops Constant Loop Motion. Requirement number 0 is that your video can be no more than 90 seconds and you must follow all of the IGOW3 posting rules.
Requirement number 1 is you must set up an IGOW-approved cube gate on the ground inside with 10-foot max ceiling height.
Requirement number 2 is that you must perform 3 power loops back to back to back on the cube. All 3 power loops must have constant loop motion, and you must finish the combo with a celebration flip or roll. The first loop must be completed on the front of the gate only, exiting out of the top of the cube. The second loop must be on the back of the gate only, looping back into the top of the cube, and the final loop must be both the front and the back of the cube. This must be done in one clip with no bumps or ground taps.
Requirement number 3 is the same combo except done with Matty flips. You must complete 3 Matty flips back to back to back on the cube, and all 3 must have constant loop motion. And you must finish the combo with a celebration flip or roll. The first Matty must be done on the front gate only, coming in the top of the cube. The second Matty must be done on the back gate only, exiting out the top of the cube, and the final Matty must be over the back gate and then back through both the front and back gates. This must be done all in one clip with no bumps or ground taps. Note, requirements number 2 and 3 can be done in the separate clips. This is the first week that we're going to enforce the constant loop motion requirement. We've avoided setting it so far because it can be difficult to judge, but because it's so late in the competition and we're introducing it now, it's going to be a very strict requirement. You must keep moving forward in a loop motion for your entire power loop and for the entire front flip and backward motion of your Matty flips. This means that you cannot have any pause for a catch or any abrupt movements, and you cannot dip down or pop up or make any motion that when seen from the side will look like a wavy line rather than a smooth circle or oval. You can have a slight pause in your Matty flip when you change from moving backwards back to forwards, but other than that, you must have constant loop motion. See the Callisto example clips for examples of passing and failing Matty flips and power loops.
This week's trick will require a lot of throttle control and steady fingers. You can practice in the sim to start, but you will need to be very familiar with your exact build and how it flies in order to be able to pass this challenge. Alright pilots, good luck and happy whooping!